Hey there, Tom here from the Run Testers. I am in London this weekend, my old haunt. I'm here for the Big Half. It's a race that I haven't done before, so we wanted to do it for a few years, but every time I plan to do it, there's always a holiday or something that comes up. So finally, I've got a chance to do it and see what it's like. I am not match fit at the moment, so I don't think I'm going to be getting anywhere near a PB. I'll be happy to get comfortably under a 1:30. That should make me feel a bit better about Valencia in December. I'm going to be testing out the New Balance SC Elite V4s today, and I'm wearing the Suunto Sonic bone conduction headphones as well. So it should be an interesting one. It looks like it's going to get quite hot. So I'm not very good in the heat, especially at the moment. But a big thanks to New Balance for getting me a place to do this race. And I will report back on how it went shortly. See you in a bit. So that is the Big Half 2024 done. Really enjoyed that race. I think it's a really nice course. I've done London Landmarks a few times now. Not a massive fan of landmarks. I don't like the twisty course. I don't like that you're in between lots of big buildings all the time. You can't really see a lot. But I really like this one. It's nice and open in a lot of bits. The routes really enjoyable. There's a lot of little hills in it, a lot of slow gradual hills that really get you. There's a bit at the start which is about 3k in, which is under a tunnel, which you really speed up in because a lot of it's downhill, and then you come out and you're going back uphill. So it's mentally it's quite a tricky race to get right, but the conditions are really good today. It was getting a bit warm at the start, but then it got quite nice and breezy. So all in all, really good race. Lots of water stations. There's a bit of Lucasade on there. Lots of showers, spraying water, so really enjoyed that. Crowds were fantastic. Very much a London Marathon kind of vibe to it, and it is a large part of the London Marathon course, but it's a really nice bit of the London Marathon course. I actually, before doing this race, I thought it would be the whole of the start section of the London Marathon, which isn't traditionally seen as being a very nice part of the race, but it actually doesn't cover a lot of the stuff that is not that enjoyable in the first half of the London Marathon. It's some really nice bits. Canary Wharf is a nice section. When you come back into Tower Bridge, that's great, and you've got about 9k left, and then gets a bit tricky towards those final few k until you come back into Cutty Sark, but that's a nice finish as well. Really enjoyed it. Really good race. So my race today was I wasn't expecting a lot. I was going to try and get under 1:30, but I decided that I'd test out some paces during the race. So the first 5k I did at my marathon pace, which is the pace I should be doing Valencia at, which is about 4-minute kilometers. Did that for about 5k. Wasn't really, it felt fine, but I just couldn't maintain that for the whole race. I think I would have had a really tough race if I tried to maintain that race at that pace. So I then took it down a little bit to about 4:15. Felt okay. And then started hitting a few hills, lost a bit of time, and by about 10k I was thinking I'm just going to enjoy this and just get to the end and feel comfortable. So I really enjoyed it, didn't push myself too hard in that. This is essentially the kickoff race for my 3 months training plan for Valencia, and it was quite eye-opening. I think I'm a long way off the time I want. I would like 250 in Valencia, but that's a big aim, and I've got a lot of work to do to get to that. At the moment, my marathon time would probably be 3:15 if I went all out, and I think it would be a pretty hard marathon if I was going for 3:15 at the moment. So 3 months of quite hard work to do, but it was a nice kickoff to that marathon block, and as I say, really enjoyed the race. The baggage drop and collection was really quick. I'd heard issues on the past in this race, but they've really sorted it out now, and it's really nice to finish up in Greenwich Park. I'm just sat on the ground in Greenwich Park chilling out now before I head to the New Balance event. So big thanks to New Balance for inviting me along to do this race finally, because I've been really keen to do it. It's one of the races that I've not ticked off, and I've done most of the races that take place in London. So yeah, really good race and really enjoyed it. So let's talk about the kit. Okay, so the kit, I used the New Balance SC Elite V4s. Now, I only used those for a 10k race before. That was quite early on in the year, and I think at the time I said they're the best racer that New Balance have got. It's not my favourite race shoe from the carbon plate races out there, but it is a solid, comfortable option which is quite accessible for a lot of people. It's not as aggressive as you're going to get from some of the carbon plate races, but it's very... Oh, we've got a dog here. Hello. Yeah, so it's not the most aggressive one. It's a good accessible one for people who are looking for a carbon plate racer but don't want something like the Endorphin Elite or maybe the Alpha Fly. It's a little bit more natural feeling than that. It's definitely not the most propulsive shoe out there. It doesn't feel like it's really pushing you forward, but it's a very comfortable cruising one. I definitely say that it's better for longer distance events. I think it would be better for a marathon than for 10k events and 5k events. It doesn't have a lot of pop for those shorter distance races, but for longer distance races it's got a nice consistent transition. Feels quite comfortable to wear. I did have a bit of an issue with these though, that they were rubbing quite a lot on the top of my feet, and I think that's because there's a lot of downhills in this race and I could really feel it on those. So I definitely think I should have sized up half a size in these. I've got a size 8 in these shoes. I should have gone for 8.5 because the upper section of the front of the shoe is a little bit shallow on my toes, so it was rubbing a little bit on those. So definitely should have gone up half a size with these, which I didn't notice when I did 10k in them. So all in all, very much enjoyed running in those. I still probably wouldn't pick them for a race. I think for me they just don't have the aggressiveness and the propulsiveness that I like from my shoes and the bounce, but for most people I think they're going to be a really solid, comfortable option. There are a lot of people wearing them today, so it's clearly a popular choice of shoe. And the other thing I said, some of these Suunto Sonics. So these are bone conduction headphones from Suunto. Me and Michael will be doing a full review of these soon. Worked very well. Pretty much like for like for what you're going to expect from Shox open runs. The only difference I would say with these from that run is that I think they're just slightly less loud than the open runs and the open run pros. Not massively, but I did notice it in some of the sections that definitely the open run pro 2s are louder than these. They were absolutely fine on that race. I didn't have any major issues, but would have liked them to be a tiny bit louder. But sound quality seemed fine to me, and skipping the tracks and everything and the controls exactly the same as what I've experienced in the other Shox, the Shox headphones equivalents that you can get. So I think they are a solid option if you're looking for a pair of bone conduction headphones and you for some reason don't want to get Shox. So yeah, comfortable. Fit was absolutely fine, like the colour. So if you do want to get these, you're getting a very similar design and feature set as you're going to get from the Shox bone conduction headphones. So that is me from the big half. Very not a successful race in a PB terms, but a successful race in enjoyment terms. Big thanks to all the people that shouted at me along the route. I was amazed that people noticed me even from behind. I wasn't even wearing a Run Tester top. I was wearing this New Balance top, which very comfortable. Very much like this top. I suppose it's a similar colour to the Run Testers, so people might spotted it from that. But big thanks to everyone who said hi, and well done, because most of you overtook me who said hello along the course. So yeah, that's me done. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you go into the caption below, you can find it to our podcast, which comes out a couple of times each month. Catch you next time.